Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's VMP and welcome back. This time, we're starting something new. It's a game we've never played before, as you can see, Crusader Kings 2. And so we just finished our series of Perisno with King Onyx Winterbreath, and at the end of that series, he was kind of sick of Perisno, so he decided to set sail, and he discovered a new land. And so we're going to be playing as him here in, I guess, medieval Europe. So it should be pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and get started here. So we can choose from what age period we want to start in. I don't want to do the Middle Ages. It's just kind of not really my style. I mean, or the early Middle Ages, that is. It's just what's the word for it? I don't know. It's just, the technology is so backwards. They're so primitive. Primitive is a good way to describe it. Now, Viking Age, the technology has gone up quite a bit, and but it's still early on that there's a lot of time for us to improve our dynasty, that being the dynasty of House Winterbreath. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to say that we're going to start out here. Let's say, oh, listen to that. That sounds cool. Oh, that's cool. You can kind of make your own sound or song with that. Alright, so we're going to start off here as the lowly count of, oh my, how do you pronounce that? Tuad him. Yeah, that's how you pronounce that. So we're going to customize our own ruler here. We're not going to go with that. We want Onyx here, so tell you what, let me finish his appearance, and we'll be right back. Alright, here we go. I think this is a suitable King Onyx. It's kind of what he looked like in the Perisno series. So let's go over to attributes. So, obviously we're going to have to name him. So, Onyx Winterbreath. And for the rest of this, though, so he's not married. However, we are going to say he has a son, just so that in case he dies really soon, we don't lose the game. Because the whole point to Crusader Kings 2, if you don't know, is you're supposed to create a dynasty that you pass down your kingdom, your claims throughout the generations. And eventually, it'd be nice if you kind of ruled everything, ruled the world. But, I mean, obviously that can't exactly happen all the time. So, I'm going to customize him a little bit here and be right back. We're going to give him some kind of negative traits, because what that'll do is open us up for a lot of positive bonuses to other things. So, you'll see in a sec. Alright, here we are. So, I gave him a few negative traits. So we're going to say that he's starting off wounded, which that's a trait that goes away in generally a short amount of time, so that's really no big of a deal. And actually, when it goes away, it gives you the trait of Scarred, which actually does some good things for you. It makes you seem like a ruthless leader. So that was definitely a good one to pick up. We have Possessed. Yeah, look, we're just not going to question it. The only thing it takes away from us, though, is Attraction options, or Attraction Opinion, which I'll explain why that's actually a good thing for us here. We have Kinslayer. I don't know what we did. We killed somebody in our family. That's all I know. And we're just going to leave it at that. We're saying he's club-footed. No big deal, whatever. And we're saying he's celibate. So, the reason that I say having a low attraction opinion and not wanting to have any more sons or daughters is because how it naturally starts out is upon your ruler's death, all of his lands get split up among his children. So if we only have one child, only have one son, then our lands aren't going to be split up. That one son who will inherit our throne, who we will be playing as next, is going to have all the lands that we left off with. So it's honestly the best idea. We're going to make him, so he was really young at the start of Perisno. So we'll say he was 18, and Perisno lasted about 2 years. So increase that a little bit, and he's at age 20 now. Alright, I think we're good enough to go. Let's start this. Play. Ooh, dramatic music. Alright. So, okay. Let's switch this over to Independent Realm so we can kind of see what's going on here. There are a bunch of little kingdoms around here in I guess, what would now be considered the UK. Ireland, over here, is split up into a bunch of chieftains, or not even chieftains anymore, a bunch of little counts that each own their own land, but are technically not under the rule of any king. And then you have a lot of larger empires over here, but luckily we don't have to worry about them because we are all the way over here by ourselves. So, here we are right here in Tuatha Humna. Alright, no heir to our dynasty. That's not true because we actually have a son. That should go away soon. So first thing, we're going to go to our council. I need to elect some guys. Alright, this dude has pretty good diplomacy skill. Good marshal. Nice. That guy is 14. 10 is considered average. So anything above that is pretty good to have your advisors at. Court chaplain. Oh, only the best guy we have is a 7. That's really not that great. Alright, but here's what we're going to do. Now, we're going to fabricate claims and Diaz human. Jeez, we really need to rename this crap. So how this works is you can't just willy-nilly declare war on people. You have to have a claim. You have to say, well, because of this, I should be able to own your land, and that's why I'm going to attack you and take that land. So, in one way to do that, the main way that I've been able to do that, is to fabricate claims. So we're going to send this guy over here, and he has a 16% chance of every year of creating a claim there, and then we'd be able to declare war on him and take that over. The marshal here, since we are a count, we cannot actually research anything. You have to be a king to start that. So the only real good thing he'd be able to do for us is train troops, which is pretty useful. So we're going to put him in our guy, on our little county right here. Yeah, if you guys have not ever played this before, you're in for a steep learning curve, but it is a really fun game once you start to learn a little bit. We're going to have our steward collect taxes here, get us a little more money. So Spy Master, not really much for us to do right now, but we'll have him. Alright, so all these places have technology ratings that are better than ours, so we're just going to put him somewhere random, and he's going to try to steal some of their technology for us. And our court chaplain, he's our religious guy. We are going to have him improve our relation with the Pope over here in Rome, because we are, as you can see, go to switch the religion here, we are Catholic all the way over here, and the Pope is the leader of the Catholic faith, obviously, and if you have his favor, he can do some pretty cool things for you. He can grant you land and whatnot. Alright, so that should be pretty good for there. We're going to start the game and have time start passing a little bit. First thing we're going to do is we're going to change church taxation to 0. That means all of our vassals, so we have one bishopric, which is owned by like a church vassal. What's this? We'll seek their company more often. Sure, why not? And so, depending on who he likes more, either you, his lord, or the Pope, depends on who he will give his taxes to. Generally, he likes the Pope more than he likes you, so he's going to automatically give his taxes to the Pope. However, if we decide to change it to no church tax, then he will keep all of his money, and we're hoping that he will try to improve his own little bishopric. So the money stays within our realm instead of going to the Pope. That's how I kind of like to look at it. And, we get to pick an ambition to start off the game. Alright, so there's a couple of ones to choose from here. We should become, I think, a Paragon of Virtue. So a Paragon of Virtue is done by getting a ton of piety. And piety is kind of like money, except for church. It's what you spend on like church stuff, I would say. And since we're at the beginning of the game, we might as well go on a pilgrimage, which costs a little bit of gold, but ends up increasing a ton of piety, which is pretty useful. So we're going to get that rolling. So there are a number of different holy places that you could visit on your pilgrimage. All of them are considered most sacred by the Holy Church, but a somewhat closer destination might mean a safer journey. So we can do Jerusalem or Rome, or a holy site in the west. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the tomb of St. James in Santiago, which is somewhere over here, I believe. Ah, yes, right here. So our things are packed, everything is in order. I am ready to walk the way of St. James. I'm not sure how we're going to walk there, considering we are on an island. Not really sure. So we're gone. We're cruising on our way over here. So we have a guy, our spy master has been appointed regent. He's going to rule for us in our stead. No one should declare war on us while we're gone, but I guess you really don't know. Alright. And also, being on a pilgrimage brings up a lot of little options like this, a lot of different events, which are generally good, I'd say, on the pilgrimage at least. This one should be interesting. You lay awake at night reflecting on your pilgrimage. It's an inner journey as well as a physical one. But can you be sure of which destination it will take you to? And do you even want to have that certainty? So, we have a 10% chance of gaining... oh geez, a whole ton of things. Depressed would be very bad. Celibate, which we already have. Scholar would be good. Mystic would be good. Poet, also good. Zealous, also good. Let's go ahead and take the chance. We have a 10% chance of all of those. And a 50% chance that nothing will happen. Let's see what happens. Oh, nothing. Alright. That's good enough. It would have been bad if we got the depressed trait, because that's just normally does not end well. It can lead to being stressed, and you can actually die from being stressed in this game. So, Santiago. You have finally arrived at Santiago, the oldest major pilgrimage site in the West. It is an inland town close to the Atlantic Ocean, with origins going back at least to the Roman Empire. The fabled Way of the St. James is a long road to travel, and you have passed through many towns and villages on your way here. The legend holds that as St. James' remains were brought here by ship from Jerusalem, they were lost at sea due to a storm, but soon after they were miraculously washed ashore, covered in scallops. Because of this, scallop shells have become a popular souvenir among the pilgrims. Your mind dwells on the legend of this holy place as you make your way through the crowds towards the center of the city. I must remember to bring a seashell home with me. Yeah, whatever. Don't get too religious here on this Onyx. You're supposed to be a brutal war leader. You're in Ireland, after all. All these magnificent temples built in your honor, oh the glory. And all these pilgrims, finally you may revel in their adulation. Perhaps you should reveal yourselves to the masses who have come to worship you? Wait, what? Why would they be worshiping us? That seems like a bad idea. Reveal yourselves. Yeah, no, that sounds like a terrible idea. I shall enjoy this glorious time in silence. I'm not sure. Whoa. It's like we were trying to come out and say, like, yes, I am Jesus. Alright, finally returned from our pilgrimage. It was rewarding and interesting. So, because of that, we get 30 piety and the trait of pilgrim, which is going to give us more piety per month, basically for the rest of our life. So that's good. You want to always get that out of the way for the beginning of each rule. That way, for the entirety that you are in power, you're constantly gaining piety, and it's generally cheaper the less money you have in the bank. And obviously, we don't have a ton of money in the bank right now. That's not too big of a deal. Alright, so here we go. The old wound has finally healed, leaving a pretty grotesque scar behind. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. So we no longer have the trait of wounded, which is going to give us more health and more of our martial ability. And martial is kind of just fighting in general, being a leader among your men as well as fighting. And instead we're getting scarred, which is going to give us prestige. So prestige is what other lords kind of respect you by. It's your fame, how much of a badass you are. So I believe it's every 100 prestige that you have, every character automatically gains. Our steward just died. That's too bad. Every character will gain a relationship point with you. So even if they should hate you, if you're like really famous, they're obviously not gonna hate you as much. Whoops, that didn't work out. Oh yeah, we want you to collect that. Kind of dangerous. Could end up with him getting killed by the peasants because they don't like having extra taxes, obviously, but it's worth the risk for us. So, let's go over and check out our little county here. So, right here is the garrison, this bar over here, and you can't take troops out of there. All they do is help defend in sieges. Oh, Magyar nomads no more. The kingdom of the Magyars, Almos, has decided to settle down in the Carpathian Basin, making it the new homeland of the Magyar tribes. Interesting. And right here is your levy. Levy is the amount of troops you can raise and actually march around. So that's like your army. And so we're going to have a ton here because we have a ridiculously high martial skill. You know, Onyx is very experienced in the ways of battle. And having that ridiculously high martial skill not only means that we recruit a bunch, but when we go to actually fight, we're going to have a huge advantage fighting against them because we're a good tactician. So it's a very good idea to at least have your initial ruler to have great martial ability. So where's those Magyars that they were talking about? So they just the river basin, right? River basin. I thought that was somewhere in this area. Could be wrong. Maybe they didn't actually. They're not actually someone that you can see. Possible. All right. An emissary has reached us with a proposal. The Pope will grant us absolution for our sins of kinslaying. So that would cost us 100 piety and 50 gold. That would actually be good. So we're going to lose that trait, and the Pope will be happy with us. So it's definitely worth it. So we're going to lose some gold there. The main uses for gold are going to be bribing people to increase their relation with you. That helps out quite a bit. And what do we have here? Craven or Brave? Definitely want to be Brave. Craven is going to make you not want to fight at all. It's going to decrease your martial ability. It does a whole ton of bad things. Well, being Brave does the opposite. It's very good for you. So, we didn't get it, but that's fine. So yeah, so you can bribe people with it, which is pretty useful. Alright, so our Marshal, who was training troops in there, just did his special kind of ability, the levy reinforcement. So now our troops are going to be replenishing extra fast here for another year or so. So that's pretty good. Another thing you can do is you can build improvements in your town. We can't afford any right now, the cheapest being 72. Some of these things we'd need higher technologies actually to get, as you can see by that little gear symbol. Another than this that has like the little castle or whatever. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. All right. So our Chancellor finally made up a claim for Deshuman, and so we're going to use it. It's going to cost us some gold and prestige, but we're going to get a claim on it, and now we can declare war. So he has a decent-sized army, but it's much smaller than ours. Now we're going to wait a... First off, we're going to send him to now make a claim here. But, I mean, we could definitely take him right now. We have 1,500 troops. That's double what his standing army would be. But the longer we wait... We're going to wait a little bit longer just to let our troops reinforce a little bit more. Once we get to like 1,700, we'll go ahead and attack. Oh, he's sending his troops out somewhere. He's fighting a war. Okay. Alright. Ooh, I don't like the fact that they are in our county. Okay, that's it. We're just going to attack them. I think that's going to be our best move. Alright, so how we're going to do that is we're going to go to him, conduct diplomacy, so we can declare war now, and we can claim his fief, because we have a strong claim on it. And, oh, what's up with this? Why can't we attack him? Oh, alright, I see, okay. So he's currently helping out in the war against these guys, who are, they are a different religion of us. They are Germanic. And so that is considered a holy war. And because that is a holy war, we shouldn't be attacking him. So we're going to have to wait for that war to be over for us to attack him, which is fine, because that just gives us more time to build up troops. So, anyway, other uses. So there's that. Also, you can, it's used for certain things, like as you saw there, creating a claim, and also creating titles for yourself. So there are, I believe, 4 or 5 different title levels. Let's change this back to independent realms. So if we look here, we have the county of Tuadhin, and we're going to do de jure here. So that's our county. Our county is part of the Duchy of Munster, and that's all three of these. A duke would rule a duchy. Now, that duchy is part of the Kingdom of Ireland, which is part of all this. Okay? And it's made up of, well, 4 different duchies and a petty kingdom. Petty kingdoms are effectively just duchies. And the Empire of Britannia is made up of Kingdom of England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. So, we're considered a count right now. If we want to become a duke, we have to own a duchy. And to own a duchy, well, we need to, so, for example, whoa, hold up. Oh, we're being raided by some Vikings. Oh, you heathens. Alright, but anyway, to become a duke, you need to own a duchy, and to get a duchy, say if we wanted the Duchy of Munster, so there are 3 counties in here, we would need to own the majority of them, so 2, and then we'd be able to create that title, because we would control the majority of them, and that would cost us a fair amount of gold. As you can see, 195 gold. That's a ton. We can't afford that right now. But in doing so, you become a duke, and then you are kind of more respected. And, alright, let's, tell you what, we're just going to raise our levy right here. So 1,000, we should easily crush these guys out, right? Yes, okay. And they're just going to run off like some cowards. Alright, so, at that point, once we own that duchy, even though this guy over here, he still owns his little county, whatever. Since we are the king of that duchy, we can tell him, hey, you own land that belongs in our duchy. So you need to either become our vassal, or we're going to attack you and force you to become a vassal. And you don't need a strong claim on him or anything to do that. What's this? The rise of the Shia. The schism at the heart of Islam dates back to the earliest days. Okay, something about Islam, which means it's all the way south down here, so we're not too fussed about it. We are really not too fussed about it. This war is still going on. It's a little annoying, not gonna lie. Alright, sweet. Alright, so that's our spy master. And remember, we sent him spying down here. And so, every now and again, depending on his skill, he'll randomly get us some technology points. Now, technology points work as such, so you're gonna, once you become a king, I believe, or a duke, I believe it's a duke. Once you become a duke, you naturally start producing those points on your own, and you can spend them on these things over here. Now, these will naturally gain slowly over time, but whenever you want, like, just that little boost, to get it to the next level, you can spend these military points, and I don't know, that's kind of how it works. Now there's some pretty useful things. They increase, like over here, how well your various troop types do, how good you are at sieges, your shipbuilding, military organization. It can be useful. It gives you bigger retinues and whatnot. Increases the morale and your supply limit, which I believe what that does. Are these guys done with the war yet? Ah, yes, they are. Okay. We can declare war now. Alright. So, as we see here, if we win the war, we gain the county of Diaz Humane, which is just what we're going to call it from now on. The other lord is going to lose 100 prestige. And we're not even going to worry about what happens if we were to lose, because we're not going to lose. This dude has no allies, so he's not going to be able to call in anyone to help him. So we're just going to kill him. Ooh, typhoid fever is loose in this county. That is very bad. Very bad indeed. Yeah, it'd probably be a good thing if we got the hell out of here. Alright, so Onyx is leading it. 51 martial skill. Remember that I said 10 is considered a pretty great skill. Or considered average at the very least. Ooh, we captured a mare. Nice. Alright, so what you can do with captured guys is you can ransom them. For 25 gold, we will definitely do that. And so, now we destroyed their army. So we are besieging their castle. So, alright, so our steward that we have collecting taxes, his kind of rare probability event just happened, and we're going to get a bunch of extra gold. So how sieges work is, as long as you have the attackers are more than the defenders, the total defenders, the defenders are going to lose morale. And once the morale goes down to 0, you get the castle. Otherwise, you can attempt to assault the holding. However, doing so causes you to lose a lot of troops. It's very harsh, especially against castles. There are different kinds of holdings here. So the castles are going to be the hardest to take. The cities are the easiest. Bishoprics are in the middle. Castles also make the least money, but they're the most useful militarily. So it's kind of like pick your poison. Alright, so we won that siege pretty easily. What? This voice calling to me, telling me I was a bad person, telling me how evil I was. I realized this was no ordinary voice. This was Jesus Christ himself, our Lord and Savior himself. I knew that I would have to live a better life. What? Temple vassal opinion. Why did... That was terrible. I'm not sure what that means. Huh. I'm pretty sure that's because we picked the trait possessed. We might regret that later on, but we'll see. So we won that siege fairly easily. And as you can see, this is the war that we have going on right here. So once that war score reaches 100%, we can enforce our demand. We've won the war. And so you increase your war score by taking over counties and destroying their armies. So I think by the time we take out this church, we should win the war. If not, we'll just go on to the city, which is fine, because when you loot a place after you siege it, you get a fair amount of money for it. And as you can see, the morale is dropping a lot faster for the church. So we just dropped them. We get 13 gold from that siege. Very nice. And oh, it's at 89%, so no, we're actually going to have to take out the city as well, which is good because the city is the richest, so we should make even more money off that, which is kind of offsetting our expenses right now, because having a standing army, we are losing money for that because it costs money to keep them running. However, it should not have cost us too much in the long run, and we get a new county out of it. Alright, pause that. Does he agree to it? Yes, he does. Offer peace. Enforce demands. He's out of here. We now own that county, so we disband our army here. Let them go down. Alright. Very good, very good. Typhoid fever is no longer going on, so that's great as well. Our guy is still trying to create a claim in here. And so we just recently took it over. So because of that, we're going to have some penalties to it. So our levy is not gonna be able to start creating a levy until this goes away, which will go away in about a year. Oh, okay, hold on. Do we want to be honest or deceitful? I think we want to be honest. Alright, so our little sonny here, what's his name? Male Martin MacOnyx. Okay, interesting. He just turned 6. So because he's 6, you can start to educate him. And the better an educator you have, the more he learns and the better a ruler. The more his stats are going to increase. So this guy is... he's pretty good at diplomacy and intrigue, which is probably... That's going to mean that he's going to get those stats. But that's alright. Not all your rulers have to be war-related. Being a good steward, I'd say, is the second best ability to have, because that means you can collect a ton of gold from your kingdom. And gold, another use for it, my favorite use for it, is getting mercenaries. So they cost quite a bit, but you can hire an army of 4,500 out of nowhere. Which is very, very useful, especially if you are suddenly attacked by someone that you weren't really prepared for. Alright, a Jewish exile fleeing persecution has showed up at your court. Alright, he's a good chancellor. Very well. Is he better than what we currently have? Unlikely. That guy is an excellent chancellor. This guy is terrible, though. Alright, there we go. We have someone better. So let's go ahead and have the new guy, whoops, Just trying to move around with the WASD keys there is not good. Alright, so we'll have the new guy try to butter up the Pope over there, get some relation with him. And, alright, that's good enough. Whoops, alright, and just as I say that, we are attacked by these fools. So, we will go ahead and raise our levy and crush them quite easily. Where are they running to? They're going back to their ships, so we don't have to worry about them. Away they run. Okay, good enough. Alright, so this should be going away soon. Yeah, in like a couple months. Yeah, unfortunately, because we had to take out all these cities, they're going to take a while to recoup their troops, but it had to happen. There's nothing we could really do about it. However, we are gaining tons of money. Not tons. I'd say a fair amount, though. 220? That's not bad. So now, we can create the title of Munster, and it's a lot cheaper now. Well, not a lot cheaper. 7 gold cheaper. Because we have two of the counties instead of just the one. I'm hoping we fabricate a claim on here before we have enough money to get that. Yeah, because it'd be more ideal for us to just take that over and have a strong claim on it ourselves, because then that dude doesn't become our vassal, we just own it outright, and he gets booted the hell out of here. What? Lose 50 prestige, gain 100 piety. Alright, fair enough. So now we can kind of just chill around for a little bit. Nothing too crazy is going on. We're just chilling around, making money. Oh, wow, 2.64. It is going up. Alright, and now our levy is slowly increasing. All those negative things have gone away. And to increase that rate, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have our guys stop training troops there and go here. So hopefully if that special event comes up again, they will start recouping troops a lot faster. Yeah, so we have 1,500 from there and a total of 1,800 from here. So yeah, we're gonna wreck the next person we go to war against. And he has no allies either. That is very foolish, my friend. So is the color of blood, I tell thee. Huh. Holy Comet until... What does that mean? The trait of Holy Comet? Didn't say it did anything. Not sure what that'll do. Guess we'll find out. Alright, so that's what I was talking about. So now that is going to gain a... so 50% faster. Not sure why our steward is taking so long. He does have a sizable army though. 1,400 at max. We have about double that, however. Decent martial skill. He'd be an okay opponent normally, but Onyx is just too much of a badass for that right now. We actually nearly have enough to make that duchy. Huh. Tell you what, we're going to go here and see if we can't find someone better than that dude. So, it needs to be male. Can't be a ruler. We're not going to like tell a king to step down and join our court. It has to be our religion. Alright, so search all. And then we're going to go by diplomacy skill. Wow, all these guys have exactly 17 relation with us. Except for this dude, 27. That probably means none of them are going to want to join us then. Oh shoot, we're getting raided again. Go away. Leave us alone. We got stuff to do. Whoops, I raised my ships. Yeah, so it's kind of unlikely because people don't want to. They're a little reluctant to just randomly getting up and moving, and our relationship isn't too high with them. So honestly, looking at these guys, none of them are going to join us. We don't have to worry about it. So they get taken out. They ran somewhere. Not sure where they went. Oh, they went over here. That's fine. Stand down, guys. Occasionally when you fight those battles, you'll take prisoner like some of the lords that are fighting you, because those come from different Scandinavian countries. What? For too long I felt powerless as our enemies advance, but lately Jesus has been promising me victories if only I can get command. Plus 20 martial. What? And we become temperate. Okay. That I've never seen that before. I've never played as a quote unquote possessed character before, but that's amazing. How long is that gonna last? Plus 20 martial. We have a martial of 71. That is unheard of. The highest you will ever see in like a non-player character is like 25, 30 tops. Like we saw over here, the highest dude was like an 18. What? Okay, embrace the Lollard heresy. I'm not sure what that means. I feel like it's gonna get us into some trouble here. Become kind. Wow, it's just making us do a lot of stuff. Ooh, we got ill. That'll happen every now and again. And then it goes away, normally. Unless you're old. If you're old, yeah, there's a good chance it might kill you. So, but we're pretty young still, right? Yeah, we're only 30. We're fine. Alright, here's what we're going to do, though. We're going to create this title to make us a duke. It's actually called the Petty Kingdom of Moo. Don't ask me how I got that title. I don't know. It's just called Moo. Said we're gonna call ourselves Perisno is what our little kingdom is gonna be called. No, Kingdom of Perisno. Not no petty kingdom. Kingdom of Perisno. And it will be called, adjective, will be called Perisnoians. That works out. Very good. Alright, so see right here, we can press de jure claims. So what de jure means is how it should be. Like, the Kingdom of Ireland is supposed to own this entire island. I guess the Petty Kingdom of Moo should own all three of these. However, that's not how it currently is. So if we wanted to, we could press a claim. Wait, what? Are we not Catholic? Oh, we are not Catholic right now. We are Lollard. I'm not sure what Lollard is. But yeah, so we could do that because we are now part of a different religion, which I'm not really all that fond of, but I guess there's nothing we can do about it right now. Or what I was trying to show you was we can press de jure claims on it. Now doing that would make him our vassal. And I mean, at some point you're going to need to use vassals because there's only, your Debesny size is the max amount of counties you can personally hold. And as you want to continue to expand, you need to have other people to take care of those counties. Because otherwise you get some pretty harsh penalties when it comes to taxes and troop recruitment. But for right now, I'd rather take it for ourselves, so we're not going to take that until we get a strong claim on it. But it has been 5 years, so we can pass another law. And we're going to want to increase centralization. Definitely. And so that'll increase the max demesne size, which is like what I talked about, and increase our vassal limit, which the vassal limit isn't really too big of a deal right now. We don't have any vassals. Alright, let's keep this going. Hopefully this guy can fabricate a claim for us. He's taking quite some time. I mean, I suppose it should only happen once every 7 years, but come on now, really? Oh, look at our levy now. 2,300 is our max. 2,000 is our max here. That is something else. Alright, let's go ahead and have our guy recall back to here. Yeah, being possessed is pretty interesting. That makes this is gonna make for a very interesting playthrough. We'll see how far we can get. Yeah, so they're probably not too happy with us though now because of that. Oh wow! Immediately upon putting him there, we're gonna get a bunch of troops out of it. That's good. Come on, create. Oh no! Get the hell on out of here, son. You come into my house. Into my house. Hey, get wrecked. We destroyed all of them. There were no survivors. Came into my house. What a fool. Perhaps we should press claims on it. So, anyway, now that we are considered a petty king, I guess, we can actually change secession laws. Right. So, right now it is Gavelkind, and that's like what I talked about. It's split up among all your male heirs. Primogeniture is what you want, because that is your one oldest heir gets all of your lands. So that's what we want to get to eventually. And now it's going to take 10 years of us ruling before we're able to do that. And at that point, we're going to have no vassals with a negative opinion of us. We want the trait of paranoid. Sweet. That increases our intrigue. But we'll worry about getting our vassals to like us at that time. Wow. There's just a bunch of nasty stuff going around here, huh? Huh. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Typhoid fever is loose. It keeps on coming back around. This is not nice. Not nice at all. Alright. So 1,900 nearly done there. 2,500 nearly done in there. Whoa! No! Our son has contracted it! Son, you're gonna be okay. No, he's gonna die now. Oh shit, and if he dies, it's over. Oh no. Alright, let's try to marry someone. Wow. Those are the only two people we can marry. Okay, never mind. That's terrible. We need to become more powerful, and then perhaps they will respect us more, and then they'll offer us to marry some more important people. Those were just courtiers. They have no claims to any titles or anything like that. Would not be smart to marry them. Oh, people are conspiring to kill your son, male Martain. No, don't do that. Why'd you do that? I don't like that at all. Our state marshal is actually 85. Jeez. What a champ. What a champ. We're making a decent amount of money. 3.5 is not too shabby. It's time for almost like we should start upgrading this stuff. I increased the levy by quite a bit. About 10%. That increases tax income. And this just increases the amount of troops. Ooh, that'd be very useful, actually. It'd give us another 500 troops. Alright, we'll do that. So that'll take us quite some time, right? Yeah, it will take us over a year to complete that, but we got time. we have time on our hands. We have 600 odd years to do to try to take over this entire land, which is being delayed by this guy who will not fabricate a damn claim for us. It's not rocket science. Ooh. Alright, so our guy that was trying to get some more taxes for us didn't do too well. And now the peasants aren't too happy with us, but I guess there's whatever. That's too bad for them. We could crush their little revolt with ease. What does this look like? Basically the same. Not too fussed about that. I guess this is kind of what Onyx wanted. After all that war, he was looking for a little bit of peace. Jeez. No one will marry us. Oh, it's because we're Lollard. How do we change that? Can we change that? Can we convert? Is there an option here? We're ill again. That's not too fun. Alright. No longer ill. Very good. Ooh. Get a lady. My courtier has carefully approached me about her Catholic beliefs. Oh, very good. Sweet. We can become Catholic again. Oh, nice. Alright, I was very, very worried about that, actually. That would be bad for us in the long run. It really would. Yeah, being possessed makes you do random things. You should see being a lunatic. Being a lunatic causes you to enact random laws at random times. And not very good ones either. Which causes everyone else to hate you. Oh, negative 200%. What did you do, son? That's not very good for you at all. Okay, the militia training ground is done. And that gives us basically another 600 or 500 troops. Oh, sweet. Look at all of these military advances we're going to get now. Alright, so let's increase heavy infantry and light infantry. So now those guys are going to be a bit stronger from here. Raise our levy. Quick fight them. Oh, sweet. Alright, we got a plane. Nice. So we can use it. That army down right quick. And so now we can. Alright, first we're going to change this guy. Now fabricate claims here. And he's not too happy with us. That's too bad. We're going to claim it from you. There we go. And we're going to raise our military up. 4,000 odd units. Alright. Now we're going to combine these armies. Onyx will lead the main one. And you will lead the secondary one. And we're just going to go in. Okay. Yep, they got crushed. They are now fleeing back to our county, so we're going to follow them. Stomp them out again, and now they're all dead. So now let's go to the county. Look, and since we destroyed so many of them, the war is already 73% won. So we should only have to destroy this county, and we should be good to go. In fact, we might just... Yeah, we're going to disband some of our guys. Whoops, cancel. You, how do I select you? Select just you. You go back here, and I'm going to dismiss you. And we're just going to keep on taking them. That way our weekly balance isn't so heavily hurt there. Should go down here, right? Come on. Ooh. Our guy might be stealing some, Okay, no, so it wasn't him, it was the cook. Okay, we can trust him, we gained some prestige for it, very good. Alright, and so now, yeah, we aren't losing nearly as much. Okay, good. could probably cut our army in half again and still be able to win. But this is fine. This is fine as it is. Charitable. I'm not gonna lie. Being possessed actually seems to have a lot of good traits to it. We've been getting a lot of good ones. I'm not even actually all too fussed about it. I mean, besides for that scare for a little bit when we became lobbered or whatever, besides that, we were fine. Alright, so we've almost taken it over now. Come on. There we go. 100%. We've won, so let's go ahead and offer peace. Force demands, so that is now ours. We'll go ahead and dismiss these guys. It's no longer costing us a bunch of money. And so, there we go. Now we have this complete duchy under our control. And I think that's a good point to end off episode 1. Oh, wow, that went on for quite some time. But it was the pilot episode, so it kind of had to. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I love this game, and it only gets more fun as you go on. It becomes more complicated, lots of intrigue starts to happen. Oh, wow, we just gained 24 gold. Nice. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'd suggest you guys check it out yourselves. But as always, guys, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking about this series and all the rest of the series. I plan on starting up another Mountain Blade series soon. In fact, very soon, of Nova Aetus, which, whew, if that mod is as good as I've been led to believe, it's going to be insane. But there you have it, guys. As always, take it easy.